Game Day. Hey everybody, we are going to play Rampage World Tour. Yeah, look at her glasses. She is a smart girl.
Glasses.
Yeah, to have glasses that big, you gotta have brains. She looks like the total package here, though, I gotta say.
Yep.
So, definitely gotta do 2-player. I always loved the concept of this game. Like, you just play gigantic monsters, and you just do a rampage. Like, what more could you ask for? Oh, you can change colors. Oh, that's nifty. I'll just go with the traditional green dome. That's the good thing.
I think my first go at this game was the arcade.
How did I just grab people? Oh, okay.
I kicked him and he went splat.
Yeah, I may have played an arcade version as well. But yeah, not the N64 version though.
I definitely played this on the N64.
Yeah, I played it on the N64. I want to say in 2011, so it was already late when I played it. But
not that late.
I mean, I don't know. It was over 10 years. But owie. But I just remember like it was so much fun. Like I just had the most fun in a long time. It was so good.
Ah, my feet.
I just love picking people out of windows and eating them.
And eating them just like, oh.
God, man.
Oh, you just ate that dude and he's at the hot dog stand.
So this is the first N64 game that I've just bought for my own self. Because my brother Daniel just got me an N64 kind of by accident. He
How do you accidentally get somebody one of the greatest game systems in the world?
Well, basically how it happened was that he went to the Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was selling an N64 for a good price, and he bought it. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll get that. That's a great price." And then he's like, "Oh wait, I already have one."
I figured like Daniel would have had,
including the one that we grew up with from our childhood. So, okay, I feel like we're not missing much.
I think she says stuff, but then,
I'm sorry.
That's hilarious. We can actually get into like a little fight.
Yeah. Did you watch the movie Rampage?
No. I'd like to though. Anything with The Rock, I love.
I wanted to as well, but I can eat the American flag or spin it. I wanted to watch it, but I just didn't have the time or the money. Those things that you need to watch movies in theaters. So anyway, now I have an N64, which I owned one as a kid, but obviously it was a family one, so I was always at the mercy of what everyone else had, right? We had so few games. We had like 3 or 4 games. We played them to death though. We had
Which games did you have, Doug?
Well, I mean, no surprise, we had Ocarina of Time. Oh, sorry, I've been punching you in the face. And we had the Pod Racer. Star Wars.
Clean it up. There's no telling what effect another toxin might have.
Is she talking to us?
Possibly. I don't exactly know what that was about.
Oh no.
Oh, he turned into
a person.
You gotta insert a new coin.
So your health, the damage you take carries over into the next level.
Ooh, challenge factor.
Oh, you
no, my turn. Did I just turn into? Oh, you ate me? That's so rude. That's savage.
Why is that savage? Just because I'm First Nations?
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think that goes for anyone who cannibalizes anyone else. It's just pretty savage. Let's see, what else, what other games did... Oh, we had Donkey Kong 64.
Which I have, I just haven't played it yet.
We borrowed a few games, like, we borrowed Mario 64, but we didn't own it.
Mario 64 was a great game. That was actually... When I played Mario 64 for the first time ever, my buddy had an N64 and he brought it over and was like, check it out. And he was the buddy of mine that had the Panasonic 3DO as well. So he had, like,
wow, yeah. I didn't know anyone had a 3DO.
He was definitely one of those kids. And
so he just had everything.
He had everything, yeah.
Yeah, one
he had
of those guys.
All the coolest toys and all that stuff. He had the big Millennium Falcon. Do you remember that toy?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had that. He had like all the morphers and like the coins and stuff. And
we all need a friend who has everything.
Yep.
Yeah, I actually also, my friend who had everything also had the N64 before I did. And I watched him play Mario 64. That's
dude, blew my freaking mind.
When that scene comes up, you know, you just play with Mario's face, you stretch it and stuff like that. Like, just, it's not even part of the game, it's just a little screen. And
I can see why, like, 12-year-old me had a crush on that ginger.
You and gingers.
Oh, man.
It was mind-boggling how those graphics were. And actually, you know, Mario 64 holds up pretty well.
Oh, for sure. For the
compared to a lot of the other titles from the N64.
Well, the type of game that it is, like it's not realistic. It's like it's a fun cartoony atmosphere.
Yeah, true.
And that I think holds up a lot better.
Yeah, it's when they try and do realistic stuff. Like GoldenEye, I had hours of fun on GoldenEye, but it just doesn't hold up the way that some of the other ones do, you know?
The music in GoldenEye is great, though.
Oh, yeah. I'd still play GoldenEye today. Although I think I'd have trouble like going back. I mean, first-person shooters have kind of evolved so much. Oh no! I turned into a naked lady. This helicopter.
Oh no!
I'm starting to get where King Kong's coming from.
Ed 209.
Isn't it 209?
What?
Oh, and it just killed me. I hope these are unlimited continues because I love unlimited continues. It's like, especially for a game like this, where you're just like, you know, you just should be able to play until you want to stop. Man, okay, you know what? I gotta give props to the Irish Air Force and Army. Like, they are really on the ball. They are doing way better than Scotland.
Oh, I'm dead already? Man, these guys do not mess around.
They're the Irish, man. We shouldn't have started with their pub.
Yes. Should have saved it to last.
I'm allowed to make those jokes because I'm part Irish. Actually, what's your favorite N64 game? If you had to pick one.
Turok 2 is probably my favorite N64 game.
Turok 2.
Turok 2. And I think it still holds up. I don't care what anyone says.
I love Star Fox 64. I could just play that game over and over again. Oh, Big Ben!
Ooh!
Oh, yike-a-roonies.
What's this guy called? One of the guards.
Bobby? No? Oh, one of the royal guards.
Big...
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Ow.
This game's kind of redundant, not gonna lie. But I'm having a good time. How about you?
It's just mindless.
It's very mindless.
Ocarina of Time
will
always hold, like, this, like, really solid place in my heart.
Understandable.
I can never not play that game. I always thought that A Link to the Past was I just kill a guy in a wheelchair. See, I don't discriminate.
Yeah, man. He doesn't want to be treated special. He wants to be just one of the guys.
I always felt that A Link to the Past was like the greatest Zelda game of all time. Mm-hmm. And I resisted the idea of Ocarina of Time right up until the game came out. And then I played it and was just completely blown away by, you know, the graphics, the music, the tone, just everything. It just seemed like the possibilities just seemed infinite. And damn it, I wanted to eat you again.
Yeah, I know.
And there's like one scene in particular in the game that, like, from that point on, I was hooked. And it was the moment when Link is about to leave the forest.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, there's no music. You can just hear like the sound of like crickets and like owls. And just as he's running, about to leave, you see Saria. She's like, "Oh, you're leaving." And you're just like, "Oh no, this is the last time I'm going to see this person." And there's like a sense of like finality to it.
Yeah.
To that interaction, she's like, "Who the hell's this guy?"
Beats me. He's not happy though.
Oh, okay.
So you say Syria.
Yeah.
Interesting. I always called her Saria, and then my stepdad would call her Soraya, and I don't know what's true. I don't know what to believe.
I've never really known how to pronounce her name.
You see, I mean, obviously I haven't either. It's just one of those things where it's like, oh, there must be a right way.
You know, there's games like Legend of Zelda. They deal with like really mature themes, but they're not like you have to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And like the games they have like an effect on you emotionally, and like when I was that age, I felt like that connection with the characters, and I could feel that, you know, playing this is awesome. That was awesome.
I could do this all day.
like a well-written game. No, this is a hell of a building. Can have like an emotional effect on you, even if you don't realize why, or you can't explain.
Yeah, well, good writing can be a hard thing to kind of pinpoint. It really, so much of it depends on like how it affects you emotionally, right? I think it's safe to say that the writing in the Zelda series in general is pretty good. Like they get major talent behind those.
How would you rate an N64 game then? The playability, replayability, story, music, atmosphere.
I mean, really, I think this goes with any games franchise, basically, right? Like playability and writing, it all has something to do with it. But woo. I mean, for me, just like can I come back to it is one of the things that I always kind of judge when it comes to games. How easily can I pick it up is a big thing. Like, I don't know. I maybe it's just that I'm not a patient enough player, but I don't have patience for games that take me a long time to figure out. It's probably why there was a whole chunk of my life where I just wasn't interested in playing many video games at all. First-person shooters were everywhere, and I just and it's just like these are all the same, and then I just wasn't interested in video games at that point either.
How do you always win?
I don't know. I just press the buttons a lot. So you clearly have quite a love for the N64, right? So what is there something about that like why N64 versus like the versus the Super Nintendo? Like what's that's really special about this one?
What do you mean?
Well, like what you were saying, like this is one of the greatest consoles ever made. Oh, poor Gary.
Well, if you consider the graphics, the music, the controls, you compare that to a lot of the games that came out on the PlayStation that all had that they're all aiming for that realistic feel. Mm-hmm. Games like Tomb Raider, which, you know, I've never played myself, but oops, sorry. Which like the controls feel kind of clunky and broken, and
well, it's pretty groundbreaking for the time, though.
But you compare the N64 and everything feels crisp, and there wasn't a lot of load times, and there's
true. Yeah, the load times were a big thing.
Oh, there's like when I played my PS1, I'm just like aghast. I'm just like, I'm loading again.
I do feel it's aged better than the PS1 for sure. Yeah.
And like most people who had a PlayStation would always say, "Oh, well, we've got Final Fantasy," and I'm like, "Well, it's a great game. It's a great series of games as well." But I mean, it's not like the N64 didn't have a great library of games too. It may not have had the Final Fantasy series or the Solid Snake series or what was the other one? Armored Core or whatever? No, Armored Core.
Yeah, or Twisted Metal?
Yeah. But we also had Vigilante 8, and that was a great game.
Nice, we destroyed all of Marseille. That's what I always wanted to do. Yeah, well, you know, that's always the way it was with any console that were kind of competing. Like, if you think about the Genesis versus the Super Nintendo, like, people were like, oh yeah, we don't have Sonic, which, hey, fair point. I was like, yeah, but you don't have Mario. Like, you don't have Zelda. Like, you don't have those classics. Which are like... But, you know, the more I get into the Genesis library, the more I'm like, damn, like, there's some really great games here, too. I just... Yeah, I mean... I think the thing is, when we're young, we want to compete. We want to have like the best system, but usually, like, you know, parents could only afford like one. It's like you got, and my mom always chose Nintendo. So I was always on Team Nintendo because almost out of like obligation. It's like, well, I don't have another choice. I don't have the Sega Genesis, but I'm always like the family-friendly approach that Nintendo had.
Makes sense. I mean, you weren't even allowed to watch horror films, right?
No, I was not. I caught up on those later on in life. Yeah, you know, it's kind of weird because like thinking of like what my mom's like now, it's she's just a very oh, you hate me. I don't know. She just loosened up so much. What?
You're also in your 30s. So.
Yeah, no, that's another thing. Is that like, she doesn't feel like she has to be raising kids anymore. Not with work. Hey, see you, Monte Carlo. I think you're consistently getting better scores.
What were we talking about?
Oh yeah, just how every game console has like their fair share of like masterpieces. Like for the first time in my 30s, I'm playing some of the Genesis games, and like, man, I was missing out on some cool stuff when I was a kid.
Man,
at the same time, I wouldn't trade my Nintendo days either.
Oh no, I hear ya. You know the thing about screw you.
Screw you. Die,
so
Benny.
You're the potty rig there. The thing about Sega games, maybe it's just me, but I feel like a lot of the third-party games that were like really good, I don't think anybody did any like commercials or TV spots for them.
They were definitely a little more under the radar. You had to kind of like...
You had to go and rent them, and then you're like, oh, this is actually a really good game.
And that's another thing. I didn't rent games very much as a kid.
I did.
It feels like this whole like subculture of person who like went out to rent games and like why didn't I do that? Like I guess we were pretty broke and that was probably part of it. So yeah, we just kind of played what we had, or we'd borrow some stuff from friends and stuff like that.
Oh, you bastard!
Those guys with the flamethrowers, they are not nice.
Part of the magic of the N64 as well is how like magical it seemed when they, you know, it just you felt like the possibilities were endless, and it was like the right time to be a kid and a gamer. Now every game system is like sort of on the same level, and we're so used to all these like really great graphics and stuff that there's nothing like as thrilling. It's not as thrilling anymore. Discovering new areas and stuff.
Yeah. You know, that's the thing, is that as good as games are looking, I feel like we're not really breaking new ground very often. It just seems like how much better can games get? I guess VR, but like I feel like that's the only place we really can go at this point, because the graphics are all so good now. Man, this space shuttle is just driving me crazy.
I kicked it in the face.
As you should.
Do you remember like the days of like the old the rumor mill out in the schoolyard? Things like with Legend of Zelda, for instance, Ocarina of Time. There was like the rumor that if you do a set of missions in like a particular sequence, then you can get the Triforce.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember that one specific. I remember the one where you could unlock Yoshi and meet Yoshi in like the tower in
N64.
in Mario 64. Which apparently isn't true.
Oh no, it's true. You meet him, but you have to get 120 stars. It took me a while to get that one.
Oh, so that one is true.
Yeah, it's true.
What?
But he's just on top of the castle, and he's just like, here's 99 lives, and he gives them to you. And he fucks off. He's like, what the hell, man? Why can't I ride Yoshi?
Oh, maybe the riding Yoshi thing, it wasn't true. But you meet up with him.
Oh, a cow! Oh no! Let's eat the cow! Yeah! Take that, Bessie.
Beef.
Oh, french fries.
Beef. It's from a ruined pizza or burger joint.
Oh. thought they were like it's like a big pack of fries.
You can find big bags of fries though. That's the thing. That's the misleading thing about it. That's the scandal right there.
Greasy's.
Yeah, that's the other really very popular chain here in this. Which city were you in again?
Probably some American city. Miami? Is the coastline?
Possibly. We'll see in a minute. Just destroyed so many cities, they all start to look the same, you know?
So I can't remember. Did you say that you actually watched Rampage?
No, I didn't. I wanted to. You know, just because I liked the idea of it, you know? Oh, holy Toledo. See what I did there? Yeah. I guess it's probably out on like Blu-ray or your online streaming service. It sounded like a fun time, you know?
Can't take it too seriously.
And, you know, there's not that many good video game movies out there, but, you know, it seems like this is one that they can't get that wrong. Because it's not like it's based off of a great video game. It's a very... it's just a fun, stupid little arcade game.
It's a loose concept.
Yeah.
Big monsters destroy buildings and eat people.
Yeah, basically. Oh, New York. Okay, maybe we should finish off with New York. What do you think?
Sure.
I've never been to New York.
Me either. I've always wanted to go though. I wonder if it's as magical as it seems in the movies.
People seem to like it, you know?
Jay-Z wrote a song about it.
A lot of people wrote songs about it, but not as many as people have written songs about California, though. Especially if you're the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Especially if you're dreaming about it. On a winter's day.
That's the best time.
Is everyone just throwing dynamite sticks? Like,
You know, they're just using anything they got, I think. Yeah, totally destroyed. Well, any thoughts on Rampage World Tour? Before we call it quits?
it's an easy way to pass the time.
Yeah. Yeah, not really much to sink your teeth into, but
I wouldn't say that.
oh, haha. I want to feel like I did that on purpose, but I didn't. It's fun, but it's also it is pretty mindless.
Yeah.
Like this, and there it definitely gets like it gets old.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad I have it, and I'm also glad I didn't spend tons of money on it. Well,
It's not a. I mean, it's not a terrible game. Like it's not Superman 64.
no. That's the thing is you can play it. You can accomplish what you want to. You know, it is exactly what it needs to be. I feel. Yeah.
I agree. 100%.
It's a lot of percentage.
All of them.
Did you play Rampage World Tour? What do you think? Or the original Rampage on the arcade? That's always a good time. Let us know what you think in comments down below. And, you know, do the usual. Like, subscribe, give us high fives and knucks. And as always, tell your mom.
Tell your mom.
What he said.